right, Flames defensive coordinator Scott Symons joins us after the Flames 62-17 win over UMass this past week. Coach, you've got a top 10 defense in total defense, 13th in scoring defense. Aside from giving up a late touchdown, really a pretty dominant performance from this past Saturday. Your thoughts on that, and then also heading into Ole Miss week?
Yeah, I thought we started the game out really well. Obviously, the first 4 plays on defense were a good start for us with the 2 takeaways there. So I thought that was big as far as starting fast. The one negative in the first half was just finishing on plays on the ball. They kicked a field goal in the first half, and that drive I think we dropped 4 interceptions on one drive alone, just finishing plays. We let a couple plays pop that we got to do a better job of fitting up, there early. And then the second half, I just thought we came out, a little bit flat. That first drive in the second half was frustrating as far as our execution goes, in particular on some key third down situations. And then I thought after that, we responded really pretty well, especially trying to get a lot of guys in the game. There were some good 3-and-outs with some of our 2s and 3s, and so that was a plus. The late touchdown was frustrating, but overall definitely were some positive things. I would have liked to have seen our guys keep them to a 3 to 10 point type of ball game, but happy to get a win nonetheless. And I think anytime you get a win, you got to celebrate it. So positive for our guys, and obviously we got to move forward to getting ready for this week, and the best team we've played since we've been here by far.
Scott, you had a chance, I'm sure, to sit down and watch that Ole Miss Auburn game on Saturday night. You've been in the film room between then and now. Is Matt Corral as good as advertised?
Yes, absolutely. Their whole offense, obviously it starts with him. He's tough, as you saw him coming back in that game. He can make every throw. His ability to extend plays, their ability to run them if they need to. He's elite as a quarterback. Their running backs, all 3 of their running backs are the best 3 running backs we've seen this season. I think they're really talented there. All 3 can run. Snoop's a bigger back, more physical probably of the 3, but all 3 of them can run. All 3 of them catch the ball out of the backfield. Tight end wise, they're good at tight end. I think the Kelly kids really come along. I thought he played really well in their game. They do a great job utilizing their tight ends backs, finding ways to get them open. If you have dirty eyes, getting them vertical, whether it's crack and goes and wheels and all of those things. And I think they're really good at wide receiver and O-line. So it's the best offense we've seen for sure since we've been here. So a big-time challenge. I know our guys will be, excited for an opportunity to go play and just try to keep improving overall as a unit for sure.
So many times these games can be lost in the trenches, won and lost in the trenches when you've got a SEC team and a group of 5 team. You mentioned their O-line. How stout is that unit up there for them, and how much of a challenge will this be for you to find ways to get some movement up there?
Yeah, I'd say they're comparable probably to like NC State for us last year. That's probably the most comparable O-line. They're really big and really physical. Obviously if we don't play well up front, they're leading the SEC in rushing, so they're pretty darn good at what they do, and obviously doing a pretty good job protecting their quarterback as well. So it starts up front. We're gonna have to play our best game that we've played, and I expect that our guys will rise to the occasion, and I just want our guys to focus on fundamentals, doing our job, playing really hard. It's going to take all those things, and we know there's some things that would have to bounce our way, in this game. But it's like I told them today, we want to focus on getting better as a group every single day, and it doesn't matter who we play. And so it's a big-time challenge for sure, and I'm excited to see our kids rise to the occasion and hopefully play our best game on defense. So just a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Kiffin, for Coach Levy. I think they're the top offense in the country. Really when you look at it, I mean, the pace of play that they play with, we know they're going to tempo up and down the field and just trying to get lined up, and then, being able to get lined up and execute a call with that type of tempo is what you've seen, over and over again when you put on the film, is just how explosive they are, their ability to run the ball and then, throw it over your head. So, excited for the challenge, excited for the opportunity to showcase our kids and excited for our guys to be able to go out and play in a game like this for us.
Let's go to Damian for the news in advance.
Scott, you mentioned about the defensive line and went into the trenches with getting Chris Body back, got some playing time against UMass, seeing Kenny Charles start to get a few snaps. Is that going to help with the rotation-wise that you're getting a lot of these guys back and having those bodies to put in a pretty good rotation?
Yeah, and I think we'll have Christian Zachary back too. So, possibly Darrell as well. So, hopefully being, potentially full go on the D line and having more depth obviously is key in a game like this. Because it's about 100 snaps a game. That teams are playing against them. So, obviously we need all hands on deck, and we'll need those guys to be able to play at a high level.
Let's go to John. John.
Can you hear me?
John Ferguson. Yeah, we got you now.
Okay, sorry about that. Scott, just talking about the Ole Miss offense and going up against one of the most talented groups in the country, and their propensity to go for it on fourth down. How important will the fourth down defense and also red zone defense trying to get some stops there and keep them out of the end zone be on Saturday?
Yeah, I think it'll be huge. Anytime we get a chance to get them off the field, whether it's third or fourth, like you said, I mean, they're leading the country and going for it on fourth down, and how aggressive they are. So anytime we get a chance to get a stop, I mean, I think that's when those opportunities, if we get ourselves into those situations come, we're gonna have to be really, really good by putting our kids in the right situation and our guys making plays for sure. Same thing in the red zone, So yeah, I think those are two huge areas that we'll have to play really well to have a chance.
What makes Dontario Drummond such a threat?
Well, I mean, he's the size of a tight end, I mean, just number one. I mean, he's not built like most receivers, just his catch radius, his physicality, but he doesn't run like a tight end, obviously. So, just that matchup on the inside and what that poses for, smaller DBs that they can match him up with, as well as his ability to block. I mean, he's a elite as an inside guy with length, and you can just do so many things with him. I mean, they'll hand off jet sweeps to him, So a guy that can do those things, you can really put everywhere.
Go ahead, Damian.
How important is going to be to have Caden Salter as the scout team quarterback this week? Not the type of athlete that Matt Corral is, but just to get an idea of the speed and how elusive he can be in the pocket, so that way those guys can get a feel for what they're going to face on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, it's obviously great to have guys that can do their best to try to mimic what we're going to see. Like you said, I mean, it's not, going against Malik would be the closest comparison probably for us, right? So good thing is we do see Malik all the time, and so we're used to the speed that Malik plays with. But, yeah, I think, as much as we can simulate and put our guys in position to be successful is obviously going to be huge.
You mentioned last week after the game against North Texas about the cornerback play needing to be cleaned up a little bit. How important is it going to be for them to play their best against, that vast of wealth of talent that Ole Miss has at receiver?
Yeah, it's they're going to have to play really well, and I don't think it's any any different, Damien. I mean, we're going to have to play really well at every single position to give ourselves a chance. And so starts up front, we're going to have to do a good job of staying on top on the outside, winning some one-on-one matchups here and there. All of those things are going to tie together. So they just stress you in so many different ways offensively, not just the tempo, not just the ability to run, not just the ability to throw the ball, deep, but also the different ways in which they stretch the field horizontally too. And then you put in the factor that a quarterback can run and have the improv plays when needed. It's going to be, 11 guys doing their 1/11th, and you got to be consistent about it, because as soon as you don't, it's a touchdown.
I know you've talked about not wanting to preach takeaways to your defense. I think you said you almost felt like it jinxed them, but was it nice to see some of those start to bounce your way here this past Saturday?
Well, we made the hard ones and didn't make the easy ones. So the play that D'Lo made to start it out was a huge momentum play, and then Akil's sack force fumble. That's two bang plays right there to start, and then we had, I think 4 balls hit us in the hands in that one drive. So obviously a game like this, one of the reasons he's one of the top Heisman contenders is he's taking care of the football, and that's a credit to him, a credit to their coaching staff and how they prepare him. So if an opportunity does present itself, we're going to have to find a way to finish those plays.